Good morning, everybody. Coming on to Winnipeg now on my little trip here, but I want to have a talk. I had an interesting phone call. I'm not going to name who that was, but what's going through UCP is that they want a leadership review of Jason Kenney. And as I told this person, I've told lots of other party insiders in Canada, I can guarantee you this, I'm one person who had a political party and was leader, and I know this for a fact. Doesn't matter which province or which territory in Canada, any premier or leader of a party can scrap any EDA. So when a party like UCP has rules of EDAs and presidents voting for a leadership review, he's Premier of Alberta. Do you think he's going to give it up or allow a leadership review? No. I'm going to tell you for a fact, and I can't say the name of the other EDA president that already went through this, but a lot of Wild Rosers did when they did the merge. Jason Kenney can pick up the phone as any leader of any political party in Canada, provincially. Same with federal EDAs. Can pick up the phone and say, hello, elections, whatever province or territory, scrap that EDA, that president's gone, that CFO's gone. Same thing they can do federally for EDAs. This is why I push constitutionalism so hard, Canadians, and why so many of you have so much to learn as I went on this most excellent adventure almost over the last 2 years, 4 in total. But when I built my political party, first third-class citizen to do such, I learned all the aspects of the political party system. I'm a master of political science and practical application. You'll never get an education like that unless you live it. And I'm the only Canadian who actually lived it and stayed true to the truth that I'm giving to you guys. All 100% autocratic. Not one province or territory has a codified constitution, or even an uncodified, a small c they call it. They don't even have that. We have acts of parliament, bills, acts of legislature. That's all we have, federally and provincially. Federally, we have one constitution over Canada. Only one third of your rights are actually somewhat enshrined, very loosely worded. And because we give our sovereignty up in our constitution, we give up our sovereignty in Canada. It allows politicians to do all kinds of unspeakable things. You're electing a king or a queen, whether that's federal or provincial. That's what you elect. It's worse in the provinces and territories because although the federal constitution outlines the right of provinces to enact constitutions, not one premier anywhere in Canada for a territory or province since 1867 has taken that on. Why would they when they have absolute full autocratic authority to do whatever they want with zero accountability? Unless they're caught breaching the criminal code, there is nothing you can do about it. And how likely, when they command their own police forces, is that going to ever come to light? There's been a few cases where certain things come to light, and out of the goodness of that particular premier's heart, they resign, I guess. But the reality is, the corruption will continue in Canada. It's at an incredible pace. None of our neighbors within 3,000 miles, none of our neighbor countries are anything close to how corrupt Canada is. And you're all feeling and seeing that now. I promise you, if Jason Kenney wants to stay in power, he can stay in power. Whether he was premier or just leader of the party, which he's both anyway, it doesn't matter. Every single party in all provinces and territories, they all have that same power. That is the unfortunate problem when you don't have a codified constitution provincially or territorially, which we never have. Never, ever. This is my video this morning. It wouldn't matter if it was Liberal, Conservative, or any other party created. I knew this malfunction when I built the AIP, Alberta Independence Party. I learned it after the fact. It's one of those things you find out once you achieve status. And of course, I ran in the 2019 in a majority situation, so you get disclosed all of the legislation. Should you go and reach out and go to those board meetings? I did. I don't think there's anyone who's been into Elections Alberta as much as me, just on research alone. And they were good to me. They were honest, forthcoming, and there's other party leaders who know a lot of what I talk about is true. Then there's a lot that didn't know, even though they had political parties or were even official opposition or may have even been premier at one time too. So that's the truth. That's for all Canadians. Doesn't matter what province or territory. That's why the gift of this tremendous education through constitutionalism by the world's best experts, which I've accumulated quite a few, and that's what we're going to be doing here. That's why I took this job out in Ontario. That's why I got to get into Ontario and Quebec. We got to find out what Canada's all about, right? Whether we're going to fix it or we can fix it, we're going to absolutely make sure every province and territory has the ability to codify a constitution on how to govern, and they'll decide their little C applications. And further, if we can't fix Canada, I will absolutely make sure national constitutions are available for every province who wants out by the best of the world. All transparent, not going to be done by me, going to be brought to all of you by the world's best in the languages of all those different communities. I think there's a possibility to fix Canada. We'll see. We'll find out how I'm received in Ontario and Quebec. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Getting there, a little over a third of the way there, so that's good. Bye now.